Think you need years to transform your life? Think again. In just 24 hours, you can plant the seed of a radically different future in your mind. And the most astonishing part? You already possess all the necessary tools. No hefty bank account or fancy degree required. Most people I know spend their lives running away from what they don't want. We reject debt, they say. We hate burnout. We refuse to depend on anyone. But have you noticed how dwelling on what you don't want gets you precisely nowhere? That's because your subconscious mind doesn't process negatives. It records images, goals, and feelings. Without a compelling positive picture, it defaults to the status quo, repeating the same old cycle. I've learned, often the hard way, that real change starts with crystal clear, specific declarations of what you do want. Forget vague desires like "I want more money." Get laser focused. I'll have $50,000 a month net income by December next year. I'll live in that 3-story oceanfront house. I'll work 4 days a week and travel every 3 months. That's specific. That creates a vivid mental image. Once formed, this image becomes your mind's unwavering compass. Think of it like a thermostat. Set to 72 degrees, it'll fight any temperature change. Opening windows or cranking up the heat won't matter. Your personal and financial life works the same way. If your internal thermostat is set to survival, even a windfall, a bonus, a big sale, won't change the underlying program. You'll unconsciously find ways to revert to the old pattern. That's why lottery winners often end up broke years later. This hit me hard. I once earned more than I'd ever imagined and ended the year with almost nothing saved. Why? Because despite the fat bank account, my mindset hadn't shifted. I still thought like someone living paycheck to paycheck. Your subconscious always pulls you back to its strongest image. The bottom line, if you don't define your desires precisely, you'll settle for whatever comes along. Saying, "I want stability," translates to keep everything the same, even if same is mediocre. But declaring, "I'll have $100,000 in invested assets by the end of 2 years," and repeating that vision daily allows your subconscious to filter for opportunities aligning with that goal. I've seen lives transformed in months simply by defining desires precisely and committing to the vision. In a workshop, I asked a participant his income goal for the next year. "As much as possible," he replied. "Then expect little," I countered, because as much as possible isn't a number. It's a fuzzy wish, and your subconscious doesn't deal in fuzziness. It thrives on sharp, detailed images. He set a concrete figure, a deadline, painted a vivid picture. 3 months later, he was closing deals he'd never noticed before, simply because he knew his destination. Clarity is the first step to breaking free from mental ruts. It's like cleaning a camera lens. Suddenly, what was blurry and distant is sharp and attainable. The magic truly happens when you not only visualize but feel what it's like to live that reality. Your subconscious can't distinguish between intensely imagined and actual experiences. When you mentally inhabit your desired life, your body, choices, and actions begin to align with that new standard. Change becomes not just possible, but inevitable. We live, act, and decide based on our self-image. It's an invisible boundary dictating how far we'll go. It's as real as gravity. Your inner thermostat regulates every aspect of your life. Finances, relationships, health, opportunities, and however hard you push for better results, if that thermostat is set low, you'll revert to its baseline. I've seen this countless times. A salesperson has a record-breaking month, then unconsciously slacks off, letting opportunities slip. It's not intentional. It's the thermostat saying, "You're above your set point, let's get back to normal." The same applies to students. Someone who sees themselves as average might ace a test through intense effort, but will quickly revert to their perceived norm. It's not ability, it's ingrained programming. I've experienced this painful truth firsthand. 1 year, I earned more than I ever thought possible, yet ended up where I started. Not bad luck. My self-image remained rooted in scarcity. Even with a full bank account, my decisions pulled me back to that level. Your subconscious is ruthless in this respect. It relentlessly aligns your reality with your deepest beliefs about yourself. Behavioral change alone isn't enough. New results require a new internal picture. Cultivate a new vision. Imbue it with emotion and repetition until it's as familiar as the old one. In a training program, I met a realtor stuck in a sales rut for years. Courses, books, nothing worked. He believed his maximum potential was comfortable enough. We redefined that image, not just verbally, but by detailing what life would look like with double his sales, the lifestyle, the travel, the impact. In months, he achieved what seemed impossible for years. Your self-image is the mold shaping your life. You can't fill a small mold with vast content. It overflows or reverts. Expand the mold. Expand your capacity to receive, create, and maintain new results. No matter where you start, change begins when you choose to see yourself differently. Try this. Spend a full day acting like the person you want to be. Speak, move, decide as that person would. Feel it. Your brain creates new pathways, planting a seed that, nurtured, can replace the old image. The outer world reflects your inner world. Fear is the ultimate dream killer. Silent, subtle, often disguised as caution or common sense. People don't stagnate due to lack of money or opportunities. It's fear. Fear of failure, judgment, exposure, unpreparedness. I've seen exceptional opportunities squandered simply because someone lacked the courage to take the first step. It's not reality. It's a self-created nightmare. Fear is an illusion that feels real. It conjures such a vivid image of the worst possible outcome that you feel it happening. Your body responds. Paralysis, retreat, justification for inaction. I can't afford it, or the timing's not right, are just fear in disguise. I remember a couple desperate to buy their first home. They viewed properties but never proceeded. We can't afford the down payment. What if we miss payments? I told them, you don't need the money to decide. Decide, and the money will appear. I marked a move-in date on their calendar. On this day, you'll be in your new home. Everything changed. They contacted a realtor, viewed houses, and signed a contract weeks later. On the marked date, they had the keys. That's the power of decision. When you truly decide, fear loses its grip. Your brain understands. No turning back, we need a solution, and it finds one. Most people wait for guarantees before acting. Security follows decision, not precedes it. I've seen it with entrepreneurs, artists, freelancers. The choice between staying put or taking a leap into the unknown separates those who progress from those who settle. Progress embraces fear as a sign you're heading in the right direction. Fear and growth are inseparable. Here's a powerful exercise. Identify your biggest desire, then list all the reasons you believe it's unattainable. Then ask, if I weren't afraid, what would I do next? And do it, even if it's small. Weaken fear's influence. Train your mind to act despite it. What truly defines your destination isn't the absence of obstacles, but your willingness to overcome them, heart-pounding, uncertainty looming. When you prove you can act despite fear, the seemingly impossible becomes within reach. Your income isn't random. The law of compensation is simple but powerful. Your earnings are tied to three factors: the need for what you do, your skill in doing it excellently, and the difficulty of replacing you. Complaining or waiting for a fair market is futile. To increase income, become more valuable by working on these three areas. First, need. Some fields have naturally high demand, which you can't control. High demand is fertile ground, but not a guarantee. The second, and where most fail, is skill. This is where you have complete control. The more you hone your competence, the rarer you become, and the harder you are to replace. Third, the difficulty of substitution. Consider leaders in their fields. They aren't easily replaced. Steve Jobs wasn't just a tech exec. His vision of design and innovation was unique. Ask yourself, what can I do to make myself virtually irreplaceable? Many confuse busyness with value. People work 10-12 hours daily, but do things anyone can learn in days. Their market value remains low. Specialization, unique solutions, blending expertise, that increases value, and with it, income. I've been on both sides of this equation. I once did easily replaceable work and earned accordingly. Investing in exceptional skills changed everything. Clients sought me out, not for low prices, but for unique delivery. This gave me bargaining power and freedom. If you're unhappy with your income, don't ask for raises or blame the economy. Examine those three factors. Is the demand high? Is my skill truly top tier? How difficult am I to replace? Work on these answers, and the market will compensate. It's a law. This law applies beyond money, to relationships, opportunities, and recognition. The more necessary and irreplaceable you become, the more doors open, not because you begged, but because you became impossible to ignore. Many believe wealth requires massive windfalls. They wait for the big break, a lucrative deal, a miracle investment, an inheritance, and build nothing while waiting. Wealth usually comes not from a single stroke of luck, but from consistent small actions, repeated long enough to generate a powerful cumulative effect. I met a young man, Andy, at an event. He had a simple, low-paying job. When I said he could become a millionaire by saving and investing $20 a week, he laughed. I showed him the numbers. $20 a week equals $1,000 a year. Invested with compound interest over 40 years, even with modest returns, it would reach hundreds of thousands, or over $1 million with higher returns. All from a simple habit. The secret isn't the initial amount, it's the habit. Saving a portion of your income, regardless of amount, trains your mind and body to live below your means while building assets that work for you. It's like planting a tree. You water and tend it, seeing little initially, but it grows, provides shade and fruit, and keeps producing even if you stop tending it. I learned this firsthand. I didn't get rich overnight, but I disciplined myself to invest a percentage of every income, regardless of amount. This habit over time secured my finances far more than any sudden windfall. Many believe they have nothing left to save. It's the opposite. Nothing's left because you don't save first. Pay yourself first. Before bills, before shopping, before anything else, set aside your future funds. It might be small initially, but consistency builds wealth. There's an incredible psychological effect. Watching your savings grow, however slowly, creates a sense of control, building confidence and paving the way for bolder decisions. The challenge is simple and transformative. Choose a realistic amount and invest it weekly without fail. Treat it as a non-negotiable commitment. The first month seems insignificant, the second still small. But in 10 years, you'll see you've built something most never will, not due to lack of ability, but because they never started. Choose your advisors wisely. It sounds obvious, but people entrust their financial and career decisions to those with no proven results, like asking a neighbor for surgical advice instead of a doctor. Wealthy, successful people consistently seek expert guidance. They consult financial planners with solid track records, experienced investors, not just friendly or eloquent speakers, but those with proven abilities to take you where you want to go. I experienced this firsthand. When my income increased, I sought advice from those who'd managed large sums for years, not childhood friends or casually knowledgeable colleagues. I knew self-learning would take far longer and likely involve costly mistakes. This decision created a solid plan and avoided decades of setbacks. The opposite is equally true. Athletes, artists, lottery winners, fortunes vanish rapidly when entrusted to unprepared relatives or acquaintances. Bad investments, impulsive spending, debt. Nothing remains. Not a lack of opportunity, but inadequate guidance. Seeking expert help requires humility. Admit you don't know everything. Successful people aren't threatened by expertise. They embrace it as a privilege. To change your life, examine your advisory circle. Has this person achieved what you aim for? Do they have proven results? So, you've hit a snag. Your good intentions aren't cutting it. Let's be honest, wishing for success isn't going to magically get you there. You need a seasoned guide, someone who can spot your weaknesses, even the sneaky ones hiding in plain sight, and illuminate hidden paths. Find that mentor and then stick with them religiously. That's the entrepreneur's secret sauce. They trust the process because they know that the cost of uninformed action massively outweighs the value of learning from those who've already conquered the mountain. There's a little-known secret to major breakthroughs: speed. It's about seizing promising opportunities before fear, self-doubt, or endless planning stalls. your progress. I've seen this ability completely transform lives. And it's not about recklessness. It's about understanding that time is your most powerful ally, or your worst enemy. Most people make the same mistake. They get fired up by a brilliant idea, envision a promising route, feel the initial surge of excitement, and then they say, "I'll think about it," or "I'll get organized and start later." The problem? That initial spark is fleeting. Without immediate action, it fizzles out, leaving you stuck in inertia. I remember a young man in one of my workshops clinging to a business idea he'd been planning for over 2 years. He had an elaborate plan, but had never actually launched. Why? "I'm waiting for the perfect moment," he said. My response? The perfect moment never arrives. The moment is now. If you don't act today, you'll be telling me the same story 2 years from now. He took action that week. He reached out to key people, built a prototype, and within months, his business was up and running. What changed? Not the idea, but the speed of execution. Acting fast sends a powerful signal to your brain. You're serious. This creates a positive feedback loop. More confidence, more action, better results. Even small wins build confidence, creating a virtuous cycle. Research shows most people miss over 70% of opportunities because they delay decisions, and many opportunities are one-offs. They go to the person who says yes first. My method: when a promising idea or opportunity surfaces, I commit to taking concrete action within 24 hours. An email, a phone call, a meeting, some research. Something has to happen immediately. The goal isn't to finish everything in a day, but to create momentum before analysis paralysis sets in. The world doesn't reward good ideas. It rewards those who turn them into reality before they go cold. The difference between talkers and builders is the speed of execution. Master this, and that distant future will arrive faster than you ever imagined. High achievers possess an invisible superpower: unwavering focus on a single goal until it's achieved. It sounds simple, but we live in a world designed to distract us. Without protecting your focus, it dissipates, draining your energy, motivation, and results. Most people start projects with gusto, but lose their way trying to juggle too many things at once. They want financial freedom, but get sidetracked by shiny objects. They want a career change, but fear pulls them back to the familiar. With each distraction, they reset, staying stuck in the same place. I learned the hard way. I had several brilliant ideas simultaneously. They all seemed too good to ignore. The result? I spread myself thin and finished nothing. I wasted time, money, and energy. Only when I chose one priority and fully committed to it did things change. I focused my energy on a single goal and accomplished in 6 months what I hadn't done in 2 years. Focus has a multiplier effect. The more energy you direct in one direction, the faster the progress. It's like a magnifying glass, focusing sunlight. Dispersed, it warms. Concentrated, it burns. Sustained, directed attention creates a force that overcomes obstacles and opens new paths. To maintain focus, discipline is key. A simple technique: write your main goal on a card and carry it with you. When a distraction arises, ask, does this move me closer to or further from my goal? If it pulls me away, I eliminate it. It's a conscious decision that becomes automatic with practice. It's crucial to say no, not just to the bad, but to the good that isn't aligned with your primary objective. This is the hardest part because many distractions disguise themselves as opportunities. The test is simple. If it doesn't directly lead you to your goal, it's a detour. Protect your focus, and results will come faster, creating a feeling of daily progress. This feeling is addictive. It fuels energy, motivation, and the certainty of being on the right track. The world doesn't reward those who try to do everything. It rewards those who choose one thing and commit to it until the end. No significant transformation occurs while you're merely thinking or waiting for the right moment. Fast, precise, focused action is what separates talkers from achievers. This simple habit, repeated consistently, can completely change the course of your life. And if you're ready to continue this journey, the next step awaits. In our next video, we'll take another step in your evolution, helping you become 1% better than you are today. Thanks for being here and see you in the next video.